Jack Black, the one and only, here with...
Me, a person and a person.
And today we will be doing episode 13 of Jank Heroes Funnifyic. How you feeling?
I am feeling fire.
Great. It is 6 p.m. on the dot. Do you want to start here?
Yeah.
Well, quick, give us a recap of where we left off with your character.
Things happened. I don't remember everything, but since we're gonna have exactly 2 hours to do this, I would suggest we just get into it, because
He's like, if you didn't watch the previous episode, you now can by checking out the Memer Saga playlist. It's literally the video that's right before this video in that playlist, and it'll show you where his character was before. Yeah. So, well, the way we're going to start this off...
Pineapples.
Yo, Kirby, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. The way we're going to start this off is... Oh, wait, Kirby, do you remember what he did before? Like, to just recap? And while Kirby's doing the recap, I can tell you that Springdale apartments are on fire. And there's a dragon outside of the building. So your good news is the dragon burning down the building wakes you up at 8, so you have plenty of time to get ready for school. The bad news is your building is on fire because a dragon is attacking it.
Okay. So Jacob might be coming over. So.
Oh, nice. Yo, Scavenger, welcome to the stream. Good to have you. Scavenger, do you remember what happened to him last time? Yes, there is a dragon burning down the building. You were in the building.
Why?
What?
Yeah, what happened? Like.
Oh, so last episode, the dragon tried to recruit your boy Matt to go find the jewels that are hidden around the planet from the planet Andraxia. And Matt said, no. And when the dragon tried to burn down the building, Matt used one of his powers to just leave. But the dragon doesn't have any way to track Matt, so it's just here now, burning down the building.
Okay.
Scavenger said, randomness happened? Kirby said, okay, give me a minute. Then Scavenger said, Mr. Hand was upset about the plot. He was. He very much was.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to convince the... Let me see. Wait, no.
Kirby said Winslow was messing around with this computer.
Right.
That's the recap?
Got you.
Scavenger said that's all I remember. Kirby said he was messing around with the supercomputer.
Right. I'm going to convince the dragon to stop attacking and to start listening to everything that I say and not deviate from that one bit.
Okay, so the dragon's going to attempt to resist. Kirby said, he messes around with Verizon.
Yeah, that was true. Okay, so if it's top and bottom, my top die is going to be good. If it's left and right, then my left die is going to be good.
Okay.
Fuck.
Wow. It was 4-20. That dragon didn't give a fuck. And also, the building's already on fire.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so I'm going to try again.
Okay. You should do a check real quick about like these flames and everything to make sure that you're in an okay area of the building that's not getting fucked by fire. Oh, okay, sorry about the lag. We just have more lag.
Awesome.
So you're currently at 36 health. You just took damage due to the fire being in your area of the building.
Cool.
Cool. There's still a dragon outside though. So, I mean, it didn't change.
No,
oh, but you control it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we actually together solved all the problems.
Yeah.
So you now have control of a dragon, and your apartments are really dirty.
Nice. Awesome. So, does the dragon speak English?
Oh, how would you know?
I call out, do you speak English?
And the dragon's like, yes, I speak English. Also over subspace, plain white goes, doesn't your friend Cuppo, like, live in the stairwell, and wasn't the building on fire, like, a moment ago?
Yeah, but Cuppo's, like, an interdimensional hell thing. I doubt he's like, oh, fire, that's terrible. He lives in hell. Like, he lives...
Scavenger says setbacks. He says, but no one is hurt that we know of.
Awesome. So then I'm going to command the dragon to restore the building as best it can by, like, trying to... Like, never mind, fuck it.
Hold on. You wouldn't have said never mind if you didn't see my eyebrows. What was the plan?
I was gonna say to try to like very gently like put rubble back like around the building so that it like tries to cushion the building from falling apart.
So the dragon looks around and there isn't really any rubble. It's just really burnt and like dark and everything. And it like pats the building and it like hits a wall and like breaks a wall. And it's like, well, now I have the rubble. And it like picks up the rubble and it tries to like put it in place of like where it like hit the wall. And it's like, I guess that's what you wanted, right?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna say, alright, so I'm gonna like open up the window to my apartment, and I'm going to get the dragon to like fly and like stick its neck like toward the window so that I can get on top of it and ride it.
Okay, so when you touch your window, you realize that like, oh shit, it was really hot because my whole building was on fire. So your hands are like kind of burned. Roll 2d20, take the difference in damage. You took 13 damage from a burn from the window.
What? 13 damage, so it's gonna be 23 health.
Yeah, you're at 23 health right now.
Okay.
Kirby said restore.
Ooh.
His restore, I think, gives 14.
So 14, so then 23, 30.
So you're at 37.
Yeah, 37.
Oh no, he said he only restores 12 health. So you're actually at 35. It's almost like the windowsill only did one.
Almost, except it didn't. Alright, so before I leave, before I get on the dragon, because I just burned my hand,
yeah.
I grab like a big towel.
When you grab it, your hands are really sensitive because they're like burned.
Right. So I very gently grab the towel, and I like open the window with it, and then I like use it.
Scavenger said, "Good thing this isn't turn-based."
Yeah. So I use it to tie. Okay. I use it to open the window. Okay. So now I get a belt, and I tie the belt to the towel, like the back end of the belt to the towel, and then I like get on the dragon, and then I use the belt and the towel as a harness,
like
to
a
like
saddle.
stay on to like stay on the dragon.
So you have a towel between you and the dragon that's like attached to a belt that like wraps around you and
That
also
like locks into the
Does it wrap around the dragon's neck? Like how is it all staying on?
How big is the dragon?
It's not a small dragon.
Then I guess like around me and connected to like, does it have scales on its back or something?
On its neck, most definitely. They're like big triangle-shaped like scales, and they have like divisions between each one.
Then I guess like sort of like tightly fastened to one of those, and then like onto me, and then I'm like holding onto it.
So you're holding onto like the one in front while your back rests on the one behind, kind of thing.
And also is like secured to it with the belt.
With like the belt.
Yeah. Okay. So I tell
your
the dragon.
belt is a little fragile. You can tell it wasn't made to not only go around one person, but also one person and an additional
It's not just
mass.
the belt; it's also a towel.
I'm not sure how much better that is. Like
better.
Structurally, you know what I mean?
So I tell the dragon to very gently take off and go land at the hospital because I want to go and check on Weenie Hut Jr.
The dragon's like, I don't know where the hospital is. I was actually in search of a bunch of jewels from like this alien world. So I actually know where like these jewels are located around the planet.
Right.
But I don't know where the hospital is because the only reason why I'm even on this planet is because I want these jewels.
Right. So I tell it to very gently fly up in the air and stay hovering so that I can look around and spot the hospital. And I say if you spot a building that looks like a hospital, then you know.
Okay. The dragon flies you up. You feel that like your makeshift saddle is not very safe. No. It goes gently. It's not like it rushes you up,
Yeah.
but you can tell, like, I need a better thing than this.
Okay. So
He's currently checking through his power list. Kirby said, didn't time travel teleport every jewel on Earth into his ship, or are there still more? So he chose specifically, like, to grab some from, like, the Atlantic Ocean or whatever, and when he did, he pulled Prince Arthur of Atlantis with it, and he realized that I can't just pull the jewels. They're, like, connected to shit, and it pulls what's connected to it.
okay, so I know what I'm gonna do. I make a very, very tiny black hole on the top of the dragon's back, but like facing away from it, so it's not like sucking on the dragon. It's like sucking underneath my butt, but like it's so small that it can't actually pull me into it. So it's just like keeping me secured.
It's
down.
a saddle.
It's a gravitational hold on the dragon.
He's using a black hole as a saddle. Scavenger said to think that Mr. Hand could have had a pet drag.
Yeah, but he didn't, and now I do. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So now I get it to like look around for the hospital.
The dragon's like, where I come from, there are like healers, and the healers like cast magic spells on people and make them feel
look
better.
for a thing with like a big plus or like the word that says hospital because you know English.
He says, I know how to speak it.
Right. So look for like a big red plus sign.
So he'll look around for it. Kirby said, like me, am I one of them? Are you asking if you're one of the dragons?
You can be.
Or one of the jewel holders? Like, what is your question? Then Kirby said, Nani? Oh, wait, he's asking if he's one of the healers from the planet. Kirby's like, did I discover my own lore? And then Scavenger said, Red Cross.
Yeah. But it might not know what a cross is. Is that a plus?
He said a plus because you think the dragon's more familiar with math.
Yeah.
I don't see how.
Because like, oh, a thing that's kind of like a universal construct for like amounts of things, or a thing that's like a religious symbol that's specific to this planet and only a certain population of this planet.
But the way that numericals can be represented through symbols could be different between different cultures.
I tell it, look for a thing that is like one line going up and down and then connected to one line going left and right, and it's red. And on a sign that says hospital.
It's like I can't read.
Look for a
So
big
those-
building with doctors coming in and out of it, and like people coming in. Look for a building with like ambulances with like sirens that are like going in and out of it, and they're not like police cars. They're not like small things. They have like big square backs that like drive in and out, and people should be getting out of them with like stretchers, which are like these like things that people use.
Welcome to 1 hour of Winslow tries to teach a dragon about all of human culture. And stretchers are kind of like beds, and beds are like the thing that you caught on fire in my house, and my house is the place that you are at. Kirby said, "Oh my goodness." Scavenger said also, "He speaks English.
Okay,
he
wait.
must be able to read." That's not how that works.
Okay. So I get on my subspace communicator, and I'm like, "Can someone tell me where the hospital is?"
Kirby said, "I don't think he knows the names of human objects." Scavenger said, "Look for the word hospital." So
I have been looking, but you haven't given me any.
So he's asking over subspace if anyone knows where the hospital is, so that he can like better find the hospital.
I'm not just asking these people, I'm asking all of the heroes.
Bub said, "Hey, Bub," over subspace.
You gotta help me out. You're the person creating the story.
So Plain White is like, "Yo, do you need a hospital?"
I'm like, yes.
Oh, okay. I mean, I have a medical plane.
No.
I can fly in.
The one singular Springfield Hospital.
Field?
Springdale Hospital.
I don't use the hospital because I have a medical plane.
Mr. Kite, where is the Springdale?
His name was Mastakite.
Mastakite, where is this radio?
So you contact Mastakite, and you're like, all right, now I'm in the park. I'm a little distracted. There's a big ass dragon above the city.
And I'm like, that's
I don't
my
know
dragon.
how to feel about it.
Don't feel bad. That's my dragon. I control it. It'll be fine. I'm just trying to get to the hospital where my friend is so I can help him out. Can you please tell me where the hospital is?
He looks around, and he's like, I don't see it from the park.
Can you leave the park?
I'm being held by a small child on a string.
Okay. So
Kirby said, this is what happens when you don't take the game too seriously and take roll with what is put in front of you. Pet dragons happen.
Pet dragons happen. Okay, so instead of summoning Weenie Hut Jr., because I have the ability to summon Weenie Hut Jr., I summon his location.
Oh, like the place Weenie Hut Jr.
No. Instead of summoning, because my summoning of Weenie Hut Jr. would mean I have a direct physical connection to Weenie Hut Jr. no matter where he's at, right?
That's just your theory, is that like of how it works.
So
Scavenger said, take the dragon to a dogfight and win money.
that'd be a good idea. So if he can move from wherever he is to wherever I am,
you want to do the opposite.
No, I don't just want to pop up inside the hospital. I want to just transfer the known area of his location to me, to know where it's at.
Read your Weenie Hut Jr. power.
Power has the special build. No.
Was that not it?
No, that was a different thing.
To summon a giant Weenie Hut, like you were reading it, right?
Where is that? I was reading.
It was right here. You were like, the power has the special, and then you said, nah, that's not it.
Well, because I read the one below it. The power has a special ability to summon a giant.
Yo, welcome.
What up, Jacob?
What's up?
Kirby said it would just eat the dog if it was in a dog fight.
Do you want to make a character right now? We're playing this game currently, and I'm kind of in a fucked situation.
He can't do it like mid-session.
Why not? He can't create a character while we're doing our thing.
I mean, I guess he can. Do you have like headphones and like a piece of paper and a pencil and like 2d20 and
I can get all that for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sweet.
I didn't know I was supposed to bring anything.
Not
Dan
yet.
just told me to come.
Yeah, I got you.
So.
Don't worry about it.
Alright, cool.
Okay. Let me pull this stuff up.
I do not have 2d20 or any.
I have a thing on my computer.
Cool.
What's the name of the video?
Jank Heroes Funnifyic How to Make a Character, but not in that order. It's just all those words are in the title. Let's see. Kirby said I can roll for him with d20s.
So I didn't get that. I guess I'll just go to your channel. And then I'll find it from there.
There you go.
Is this a game made by you?
Yep. Oh, if you
What
go
is
to
this game called?
Jank Heroes Funnifyic. Or sometimes Funnifyic. The pronunciation's kind of fucked.
Where's just the main one?
Well, right now you're not even looking at video. You're looking at like playlist of videos.
Right. 'Cause
Right.
I feel like that'd be the quickest.
There's one that's
creation.
called character creation,
Awesome.
and it has a bunch of people making characters. But the first video is just how to make a character.
Awesome. So.
So he'll want to watch that and then have like paper and a pencil to like make a character as it goes, and then he'll. I feel like it's a lot for someone to do by themselves, but I mean, best of luck. You got it.
You were an incredibly smart person. I'm sure you can figure it out. It gives instructions.
Oh, thank you for smashing that like button. Truly appreciate it.
What?
Oh, someone smashed the like button on the live stream. We're live streaming.
When you need.
Oh.
Okay. When you need to die, let me know because I can just do that.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay.
I would suggest. Yeah.
So what were you doing?
I am going to use my power of summoning Weenie Hut Jr. to just like summon in my mind where his location.
Oh,
is.
you were reading it to see if that was like a possible thing. Thank you
Yes.
for smashing the like button again.
Yes. To summon a giant Weenie Hut Jr. with a mustache, my friend and business partner at the law firm. I say just to summon him, so I could summon his location.
That doesn't. That's like saying I have the power to summon my friend Walter,
Right.
so I can summon his 401k and also his bank account information. Like no, like you summon Walter.
Why doesn't he just summon the individual and then ask them for those things?
You could. That makes more sense.
Currently, this guy that I'm trying to summon is in a hospital, and I feel like if I just summon him, he'll die.
Oh,
And I'm
okay.
trying to find the hospital.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
And I'm on a dragon, so this is a weird thing. Yeah, it is a weird thing. So I'm. Fuck.
And then you have a bunch of other powers.
But what would give me
3d20?
Oh, gotcha. 3d20?
That's what the video said.
Gotcha.
Alright, so the average is 11, so the total is 33.
That was slick.
What?
But I like it. Like, I like what you did. For the math. Like, you didn't add it together. You were just like, it means 33.
Straight up.
Awesome. So
Bub said, can your powers be Bub and you summon powerful big booty females?
2d20?
2d20?
Yep.
Kirby said, can't you use the subspace communicator to find the hospital?
I can just find it using the subspace communicator. Oh, I can contact like law enforcement and stuff.
Yeah, you can contact police.
Hey, police, where's the hospital?
He's like, you want to go down 5th and 2nd?
I don't know where that
And
is.
it's on the
I'm
corner.
a dragon. Can you tell me specific, like, what is next to?
I mean, I don't have, like, satellite directions
I
or
understand.
anything.
Could you just tell me, like landmarks?
Power? 1d20.
D20? Gotcha.
Yep. Wow.
It's next to, Cheese Fiddles.
Is Cheese Fiddles a restaurant?
Yeah.
Okay, I look around for a restaurant called Cheese Fiddles.
You look around, you're so high in the air, like, you can't really clearly see words.
Okay, I say, hey dragon, lower me down enough so that I can like start to make out the words of things on signs.
You're now, like, hovering, like, above buildings on the dragon, and people in the streets are like, it's a dragon! Ah! No one is happy to see a giant dragon over the
Talk
city.
to the police on my subspace communicator and I say, hey, don't shoot at the dragon. I'm on the dragon. I'm trying to save my friend who's in the hospital. Just give me a second to land.
They're like,
the
are you
dragon."
trying to save him from the dragon?
No, I'm trying to land the dragon at the hospital so that I can make sure that everything's okay. Just give me a second to land this dragon. I promise I'll be out of your hair in a second. Just don't attack the dragon.
As long as you can make sure the dragon doesn't hurt anyone,
I promise. It's
we
under my
won't
control.
attack the dragon.
Awesome. It's just hovering. It's just gonna fly. It's not hurting anyone. So, I look for cheese fiddles.
You look for cheese fiddles?
Yeah.
In the area of the city you're in, you don't see a cheese fiddles.
Okay. I tell the dragon to stay at the same height, but to start to like go around the city, and if it encounters something that it would run into, to just try and very gently dodge that. Don't hit anything. Don't break anything.
So the dragon's flying around the city, and over everything that, like, as the dragon flies around, you keep hearing people go, ah! Oh, no! This is my babies!
I look for a place called Cheese Fiddles as he's doing that.
Kirby said, what currently is around you?
I don't know. That's your job. That's your job to tell
Are
me.
you looking around?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you see the baby drowning facility.
Right.
You see the Springville Pond.
Right.
You start having a flashback because you remember these places
Okay.
from an earlier adventure. Your first adventure, actually. The one where you went to the hospital.
Right. Okay, so I know where the hospital is at. Okay. So I tell the dragon, I know where the hospital is going. I'm giving you directions currently to the hospital. Take me to the hospital.
The dragon takes you to the hospital where you've been before, like in the first episode.
Awesome. So
Of
then-
your saga, not of the series.
Right. So I tell the dragon very gently, how big is the dragon?
The dragon is about the size of a small building.
Will it crush the building?
Maybe like 3 small buildings in a row.
Is it the weight of a small building?
You've yet to see it land anywhere.
Okay. So I tell the dragon, hover as close as you can to the building, and then like lower your tail to land very gently on the building, and then I'm gonna climb down your tail onto the building.
Okay. It's a very precarious climb down.
Okay.
So you should do a check to make sure you don't just fall off of his tail and then fall the height of a building down.
Awesome. 19, 14. Okay.
There you go. You carefully descend onto the top of the hospital.
Awesome.
The hospital, you notice, is about like 20 floors high. It would have been a horrible splat to the ground as you had fallen. So now, what is your plan? Also, there is a door that you can see at the top of the hospital on the roof, and there's a sign on the door that says "Wanted," and it shows that one doctor that you possess that was throwing babies out of the window.
Awesome. So I go into the door. Like my profession in this game is a baby drowner. So I go. It's a very imaginative game. So I go to.
Scavenger said Winslow. You can time travel and make pocket dimensions with your black holes. If you want to use every theory of black holes that there is.
Right.
Kirby said, find that doctor, you can make some money.
Okay, so I go into the hospital. I go to.
You're currently in a stairwell.
If you could just text me the link, I could pull it up on my phone and then use the headphones.
I got you.
I think. Actually.
Do you not have a headphone jack?
You good.
Who can say?
Okay, so I go down the stairwell. I go to the nearest like nurses station, and they say, "Hey, my friend Weenie Jr. is here. He has a mustache. He's a giant hot dog. Got scraped in the street. I need to be able to check on him and make sure he's okay."
Oh, we currently don't have a Weenie Hut Jr. here. If you're looking for Weenie Hut Jr., you should go to
not the
the
place
Springdale Weenie Hut General. That's where they get medical attention.
Damn it. So I run back up the stairs. I go to the dragon. I climb back up the dragon's tail.
It's very precarious.
Okay.
You should do a check.
But it's just like by a little bit. So do I fall or do I just like lose my balance and like still gripping the tail?
You lose your balance. Do you attempt to recover your balance?
Yes.
Okay, you gotta do a check.
Yes.
You successfully recover your balance on the tail.
Awesome. So I tell the dragon, lift your tail up so that I can like have it level with the rest of your body, and I can get onto your back and get back onto my black hole harness.
Question.
Yes.
How do you get up from your saddle?
Hmm?
Like whenever you like leave?
It's just not a very strong thing. So like I can fight it because my mass is like bigger significantly than the thing. Like it'd be so small it's invisible.
But like, how is it strong enough to keep you from falling, but weak enough to easily allow you to get off of it?
In the same way that like you can grip something and like be holding on and be stable to it, and you can also push off of that at the same time.
But isn't it like constantly? I mean,
Yeah.
but what is the difference
It's like a
between the
magnet.
force of you pushing,
It's like a magnet.
like where the magnet's on, it's on, but when you like separate them apart, the force is like weaker.
Yeah.
What is the difference between getting jostled in flight and you just saying, I'm getting up?
Like sliding off of it, because like a magnet, like if you try and pull it directly up, it's really hard to do that. But you could like slide it like off very carefully.
Okay, so you're
push it.
like shinking.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Awesome. Okay, so I like get back on and I get back on my saddle.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell it to go up, and I say, look for a building. Can you bring up that picture again? And I'm like, look for a building with a big rainbow that looks really stupid and pink, like a cupcake type thing, and all that.
It's like, what is a cupcake?
I get on the subspace communicator, and I'm like, hey, police, where's the nearest Weenie Hut General? The one Springdale Weenie Hut General.
The police officer goes, I never go to Weenie Hut General.
I know.
I only have ever been to Weenie Hut Juniors.
Okay. I
I've
assume it's
also
right next to
sometimes
it,
go
though.
to Super Weenie Hut Juniors,
That's pretty
but
cool.
never to Weenie Hut General.
That's pretty cool. Okay. So where... Wait a second. He's my partner at the law firm, so I should know where that is.
Where the law firm is?
Where Weenie General is.
Why?
Because we've known each other for years.
But you don't work at the law firm.
I don't. But
So
I've known him for years. Like we started a business together.
How often do you think he gets hurt?
He's a hot dog. Like I imagine very frequently.
You don't know where Weenie Hut General.
Wow. I can never find this guy. I've wasted half of my adventure trying to find this weenie.
The weenie hunt begins.
I call Cuppo on my phone.
Hello? He's currently sitting inside of his refrigerator, but you don't see his ass.
Awesome. I'm like, Cuppo, hey, you can travel through like space and time, right?
He's like, I can specifically travel between limbo and hell.
Awesome. But also the real world, because you're...
Yeah, if I pull my head out.
Awesome. Can you pull your head out and go to Weenie Hut General, please? Like, I need to figure out where that is, and I'm having some trouble, if you can help me.
He's like, yeah, I can try. He pulls his head out, and you hear, ah! Ah! I couldn't feel the fire till I was out. He's currently burning in the stairwell of Springdale Apartments.
Everything's mud.
Huh.
What's he burning?
Hot mud?
No.
Like how you said no.
Mud is not combustible.
You're right. I forgot that all the mud was fire.
All the fire is mud.
Right, reverse. He's just really dirty. And not screaming. And not on fire.
Okay. So I'm like, hey, can you help me find this Weenie Hut General, please?
Scavenger said over subspace, try to use a phone book. Kirby said I rolled 4 d20s and got 54. Is that good?
To what? To do what?
That's better than average, I think. Average would be like 40. I'm sorry, what?
I'm trying to ask him like how to get to Weenie Hut General.
Oh, he's like, I don't know.
Can you help
You want me to like Google it on my phone?
Sure.
Why don't you Google it on your phone?
Google's it on my phone.
Google's like directions to Weenie Hut General.
I'm like, awesome. So I hit go, and I'm like, Dragon, I'm going to get you to follow these directions.
Roll 1 d20 to figure out how many miles away it is.
8.
Kirby said it could still be hot around him.
It's 8 miles away, and there's a gigantic dragon.
Your dragon gets there in little to no time.
Awesome.
You're now above Weenie Hut General. It's a very small building.
Nice. So I'm like, Dragon, very carefully grab me off of your back and lower me down to Weenie Hut General.
It lifts its massive claw up to you. You see its very sharp nails up. The lag we are now experiencing.
So I try and climb down.
Kirby
its tail.
said, "You see its ver," and then stream fail.
So I say, lower your tail down. Are you good with this number?
Yeah, I used it immediately.
Okay.
So you trip and fall.
Awesome.
You hit the ground. The difference of 2d20. You take 14.
From that, I like break my neck on the way down. Jesus Christ. Wait, I had like 35, so what, 14 damage would be...
You're not... wait, how much did you have?
Civilian
35?
occupation
You're at
also
like
supposed to be a
21.
single sentence? It's not specified.
You just say it.
You just say it?
Yeah, that's
oh,
what
so
I
it's a title
Yeah.
rather than an actual description.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
No problem.
Thank
Awesome. So I stand up and I'm like, I gotta get to the Weenie. So I walk inside and I'm like, hey, I'm looking for my friend. He's a big Weenie Hunt Jr., but he has a mustache and he works at a law firm. I'm trying to find him.
A small rabbit wearing a nurse uniform says, most people who come here are like living hot dogs. We're kind of the hospital for that.
And I'm like, I understand that. He's a lawyer. He works.
Kirby said restore 12.
Thank you so much. Okay, 12. So 33.
Yep, 33.
Nice. Thank you.
Let's see. Scavenger said, "Who wants some mud guards?" He's giving away guards made of mud.
I would love them, but not right now. Thank you. I'm trying to do this thing in this hospital, and I feel like that would kind of cause me problems right now. So, I say, yeah, I'm sorry. Let me give you a better description. He has a mustache. He works at a law firm. He's a pretty well-known lawyer in the area. He came in with bad scrapes all over his body from being dragged to the ground. He was brought in by a speedster.
She's like, I started working here like yesterday.
Can you please look up a file on this person?
Yeah, I can look him up. What'd you say his name was again?
Weenie Hut Jr.
Weenie Hut Jr. It was a very popular name for hot dog people.
I understand.
Yeah, let me open my filing cabinet.
Thanks.
She opens it, and she keeps opening it, and she opens it for like 5 minutes. It's a big cabinet.
Awesome.
You see about like 1,000 different like folders.
Okay.
And
So-
they all are labeled Weenie Hut Jr. She's like, I'll get to work on it as quickly as I can.
And I'm like, I appreciate it. So, okay, what I do, I summon Weenie Hut Jr. to the front of the hospital.
Scavenger said his brother is Oscar Mayer.
Yeah. I summon Weenie Hut Jr. to the front of the hospital.
He arrives at the front of the hospital and is like, it's still leaking! It's just like pickled meat juice or whatever. It smells awful. He's just, the scrapes are just like leaking all over his body. He's like, is this what bleeding's like? Is this what bleeding's like? Is this? His mustache is sogged out with the meat juice. It just hangs and dangles and makes little wet slappy sounds when it hits his body. He's like, ah. He vomits, and he vomits like chunks of meat, and he's like, I don't even know, is that like my heart? I don't. He like picks it up, and he's like, I think I need this, and he starts like eating the pieces, but he doesn't bite, because he's like, if I bite, I might damage it. And he's like swallowing himself back,
like,
he's
man,
scooping it up.
I'm like, man, we need to get this patient back to his room. I'm trying to like help him out. He's my friend. We need to get him back to his room right now.
And the rabbit nurse is like, I just work at the front desk. Let me call someone.
Yes, please. Call.
She goes up to the desk, and she just has like a bell, and she like hits it, so it's like ding 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 ding. And she's like, any moment somebody will hear this bell, and they'll come and they'll get it.
So I'm like, Weenie Hut Jr., where's your room? I'm gonna take you to your room right now.
He's like, I was unconscious when I got here. He's like trying to like swallow his meat chunks. He's having trouble. He's like, he's choking on his own body.
I'm like, all right. Do you remember? All right, fuck it. I'm gonna transport him to.
Kirby said, "Can I restore Weenie Hut Jr.?"
Can you? Yeah, he can restore anybody, right?
He hasn't tried. He doesn't know.
Cool.
You notice Weenie Hut Jr.'s. It seems like the meat chunk is like stuck in like his throat.
I give him the Heimlich.
You're gonna give him the Heimlich. He says, "I do it." You restore Weenie Hut Jr. Weenie Hut Jr. scrapes begin to heal around his body. He's no longer leaking the juice, but now he's choking on like a piece of his body as you're like giving him the Heimlich. So he still has cuts, and the cuts are like starting to seal themselves. And then you press your arms against his body, and then the cuts start to open up because he's made a hot dog. So he starts like leaking and shit, and like you're hitting him because you're thinking like the Heimlich, like lungs to like push, but he's a hot dog, so you're squishing a hot dog.
So I reach into his mouth and pull out the stuck hot dog.
Kirby says again, so he uses the healing thing again. Weenie Hut Jr. What do you do?
I reach into Weenie Hut Jr.'s mouth and pull out the specific hot dog chunk that is stuck in his throat. That's not the hot dog chunks that are actually attached to his body.
You can
I have
just
a
talk. You
question.
don't have to raise.
All right. So I didn't want to interrupt or something, but if he's hot dog and he doesn't have lungs in this scenario, then why would he have an esophagus for the meat to get caught in?
Why is he choking it up?
That's a good point because he doesn't have to
Straight up, he can't choke if he doesn't have lungs and he doesn't have an esophagus. Therefore, he shouldn't have any problem.
Even if he did have an esophagus and he doesn't need to breathe.
Then he doesn't choke.
Right.
Too. So like he has to either have lungs or the Heimlich maneuver has to work.
2 green rabbits show up, and they're like, they're dressed in nurse uniforms. They're from Weenie Hut General. They're like, it seems that his hot dog pieces aren't fitting correctly. Like, they're not rotated right in his throat. If you give them to us, we'll be able to take him and do surgery.
Here you go. Here.
They're like, we're tiny rabbit people. We can't really carry.
I pick him up, and I'm like,
He's
lead the
leaking
way.
all over you
I don't
with like
mind.
hot dog
I'm
juice
like,
and
lead
shit.
the way. He's my friend.
His eyes are bugging out. They look all red and shit.
Immediately, let's get there. You rabbit too pretty fast. Let's go.
Kirby said, Jacob, don't question the jankness. So he's holding
The answer is internal logical consistency, my dude.
So you're holding the Weenie Hut Jr., and then as he's freaking the fuck out and like squirming in your arms, the rabbits very calmly are like, so you see like the meat all has to like fit together in like the right order on the inside of his body.
Can you show me where the room is so you guys can take care of this? I'll put him on the bed.
Oh, don't worry, we're leading you there
Thank
now.
you very much.
So the place looked really small on the outside, but it seems rather big now that you guys are slowly walking through the General Jr. And while one guy's like, so it's kind of like Tetris, like we just kind of drop the pieces in and we try to get them to fit in a line, and if they don't, we gotta like pull the pieces back out, and you gotta like do that shit again. And then as you're walking through, the other one is like, and this is where we keep the little hot dogs, and here's the ones that are wrapped in bread, and here's the corn dogs. They're not the same things as the bread ones. Don't you dare compare them. And as you continue through, about 20 minutes later, Weenie Hut Jr. is now gasping for life.
Does he have lungs or not?
You lay him down on a table, and then they're like, we'll take care of it from here.
Okay.
When you say, does he have lungs or not, he's like, I told you, his pieces are in wrong, and they don't
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
But that wouldn't be gasping for air, my dude.
Okay, so I like make sure I get the.
Kirby said, I'm a better doctor than these.
I agree. I get the name of the room, like the room number, and I write it down, and I write down the address of Weenie Hut General, and I like stick it in my pocket.
The room number is the first 100 digits of pi.
Awesome.
What do you write it on?
My phone.
Your phone? Okay.
Type it down.
Solid. So yeah. So then I tell the rabbit nurses, hey, this is my friend. Can you please put me on like his like visiting list or whatever? It's important that I make sure I can keep in contact with him. I'm his partner at the law firm, and I like need to make sure his affairs are in order.
We'll need your phone number, name, and address.
Okay.
You'll also have to go back up to the front desk because we don't do that. We're doctors. We're actually about to do surgery. Please leave.
Gotcha. So I head back up to the front,
It takes you like
remembering the way to the room, specifically remembering the way to the room.
do a check to see how well you remembered your way to the room.
Baller.
You did. You remembered your way back. It takes you about 20 minutes still to get that way. It felt like you guys were walking, but you guys were actually going pretty quickly. It just is a long way.
Yeah.
So you make it to that front desk, and the green rabbit lady is gone. There's like a little paper fold out that's like, out to lunch, with like an inappropriate image of a hot dog.
Awesome. So it's like a hot dog, but also like a penis. Like.
Well, no, it's inappropriate because it's like out to lunch with an image of a hot dog, but there's a hospital for hot dogs.
Yeah. Okay.
Understandable.
So I write down my like name and like address and phone number, and I put it like on the desk, and I get another one. I get another sheet of paper, and I'm like, please.
Wait, where are you getting the paper from?
The desk.
The desk. So you look on the desk, and there's a calendar that's like, Hoagie Mondays,
Yeah.
and it has a bunch of like weird food puns that are again inappropriate. And then you see a bunch of menus for like hot dog restaurants and shit.
Right.
And then you see a pin that looks like a hot dog, and that's it.
Awesome.
So you got a calendar and some menus to work with.
Awesome. So I rip a page off the calendar and I like turn it over and I write.
When you turn it over, there are more calendar pens.
Arrgh.
There's double-sided calendars.
I take the back like piece of the calendar that like closes up like the covering for the calendar, and I write it on there.
It doesn't have one. It's a binding and then a bunch of calendar sheets.
I open the file cabinet, take the front off of one of the manila folders of the file, and I close the cabinet, and I write on there my name and address and phone number, and I'm like, please attach this to room, and I like write out the 100 digits of pi. And I continue.
Okay.
Awesome. And I like stick it on the desk, and I like write like emergency, and I like highlight it 3 times. And I walk out.
Highlight it with what?
I underline it with the pen that I was writing the thing with,
Mm-hmm.
and then I walk out.
When you walk out, the little nurse rabbit girl is sitting outside, just eating on like a little hot dog, and she turns and she's like, "Hey, you're still here."
And I'm like, hey, I just left a thing on your desk with my name, phone number, and address, and the room number that the hot dog was in that I came to visit. Can you please put me on his like visitor list, because I need to check on him to make sure he's okay from time to time.
She's like, "Yeah, I can do that after my lunch break.
Awesome.
If you get me another hot dog."
I don't like. Should I get one from in there? Like, those are patients. I don't know what you
No, I'm not allowed to eat the patients.
Right.
Can you go to Burger Weenie?
Awesome. So you know exactly where Burger Weenie's at, right?
Yeah, Burger Weenie.
What if I just teleport you to Burger Weenie?
I can't really leave right now.
What if I just teleport a weenie from Burger Weenie to you?
Isn't that stealing
Yes.
from Burger Weenie?
Yes. Do you want it or not?
I mean, doesn't that seem morally wrong?
I'm gonna
She
just
says that she
convince-
continues to eat
I'm
the
gonna
hot
just
dog.
convince you to do what I say. All right. So I'm gonna use the convince power to just convince her to be like, okay, you don't need to give me the weenie, and I'm gonna do this for you, like immediately.
She's like, "I really want a hot dog," so
And I'm
she
like,
resists.
Okay.
Let's see. Kirby said, "Red flags
Uh.
all over your communicator." So yeah, she resists, and she goes, "So I mean, Burger Weenie is right on the road.
Fucking
If you
God.
take them left and on the
I
street."
try one more time. I try one more time.
Her will for hot dogs is a strong resistance,
Gotcha. Ooh, got it.
but not strong enough. She goes, "Well, what do you want me to do?" Relish. So what do you want me to do again? Her breath smells like hard mustard.
Awesome. And I'm like, please just go.
As
and
opposed
like,
to soft.
And I'm like, please, the thing that's on your desk that I wrote it down on, that I wrote the 100 digits of pi on, and my name, address, phone number, please put that in that specific Weenie's file as a visitor, so that when I come in, I don't have to deal with any problems.
Kirby said, "Talk correctly, Nurse Joy." The rabbit like starts to walk toward the door, and then she goes, "Ugh, my blood sugar levels. If only I had another hot dog."
I pick her up and I walk her into the hospital, and I set her at her desk, and I'm like, hey, please just do this.
She like goes, we don't have computers. I gotta get a file from the, and she's like trying to reach for the file, and she's like, my blood sugar levels. If only I had a hot dog from Burger Weenie King, Burger Hot Dog King, Burger.
Awesome. Awesome. So I use my my wormhole power to teleport a hot dog from Burger Weenie to my hand.
Do you have unlimited use of any individual spell that you have?
No.
Or power? You
It
can
always
use-
pulls from your power usage number.
Well, I mean, can you use, let's say you have 5 hero abilities, like
Mhm.
powers. Can you use one power, let's say you have 5, also have 5 power uses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could you use the same one all 5 times?
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
So that'll cost you 2 because it's like your wormhole thing.
Right.
Oh, and you also spent 2 trying to convince her. Did you already
Yeah.
count those off? Okay, cool. So you stole a hot dog. So this one guy shows up.
No, but that's like far away.
He's a fat green dude with an eyeball, and he has some yellow spots on his
With
body.
an
He's
eyeball.
dressed with an apron. He has a little paper hat. He only has an apron on. It's
How would
long,
he
but
know-
not long
how
enough
would
to
he
like
know
cover his dick.
Where I got the hot How would he know where the hot dog went?
He seemed to appear just as the hot dog appeared, and he was like, "Okay, which one of you wise guys thought you could steal from Burger Weenie King?"
Pretend like you knew he was coming.
Kirby
and
said,
pull out the
"Can-"
money to pay for the hot dog.
I have $0. I would love to do that.
Kill the guy.
That's my second
Kirby
choice.
said, "Can I restore the bunny?" He said, "When I'm asking this, it's me asking if the restore would fix the problem." Scavenger said, "Me, sir." Be a subspace communicator, but Scavenger, you're not like physically there.
Awesome. So, I quickly tell the guy, "Oh, you just missed him. He's like stealing a whole bunch of hot dogs from all over the tri-state area. Go down the hall, take a right. You can't miss him. He's just shoving hot dogs in his mouth. Hurry up and you'll catch him."
Do a check to see if you successfully convince him.
But I didn't use my convince power. I
Yeah,
just
you're
said,
just trying to persuade him.
God damn.
He's like, "Yeah, right." And when he moves, you see his dick wave just under the apron. He's like, "You think you can trick me? That's the oldest trick in the book. I hear that twice a week, twice an hour, minimum, all day. Yeah, just hand me the hot dog, or
So-
hand me $350. one or the other. Not $350. $3.50. But if you hand me $350, I'll come back with a lot more hot dogs."
I'm like, "I got you." So
Scavenger said exactly, so the guy would blame Winslow as a prank.
right.
So you're trying to prank him?
So I quickly, like, very gently, like, feed the bunny. I give the bunny the hot dog. I'm like, "Here you go. Eat this. I got this." And I turn to the guy, and I use my teleport power, my wormhole, to specifically make a wormhole that's just his size and send him into the interior crust of the earth where there's no oxygen. Like a seriously, like, deep part of the earth. Like
Into
miles.
bedrock.
Yes, like miles into bedrock.
Or you could send him straight into magma and he'd just melt.
Yeah.
He senses your power usage, and you can tell he senses it because his like dick gets hard and it like raises the apron and he attempts to resist.
Okay.
That's how he senses powers.
What? I lost.
So he
How do you
resists.
know?
Oh, this is my good one. This is my bad one. If the bad one's higher than the good one, you lose.
Oh, okay.
So his dick becomes flaccid. He's like, "Well, I guess whatever you did didn't work. Anyways, but you know what can work? You can work at my place, and you can just earn the money."
And I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely. I'll meet you there in just a second." But this bunny is like dying currently.
You fed her the hot dog.
Oh, is she okay now?
You look over at the bunny, and she's like, "I'm going over to the filing cabinet. I'm
Awesome.
feeling a little bit better."
That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, I'll come with you to work at the place.
She's like, "Man, these are a lot of numbers.
And I'm like, "Yeah,
I feel like I'm gonna mess this up.
don't."
Can you help me?"
What? You work there.
She's like, "I've only worked here for like a couple of days, and no one's had me do anything with this many numbers. I'm not good at math. I can read really
It's
well."
not math. You just write the numbers down.
She's like, "Yeah, but I feel like
She doesn't even have to write it down.
You just have to compare. You just have to compare the numbers.
She's like, "Are you sure?"
Yes. Sure.
She's like, "Okay, this wasn't an orientation." She's like, "Which folder does it go in?" They're all labeled Weenie Hut Jr.
Shouldn't they have a room number?
She's like, "Oh no, I gotta compare the. This is gonna take I feel exhausted already. Fuck." She's like looking at the numbers. Let's see, where are we at?
We have like 5 minutes left in this session.
Kirby said, "That's a lot of hot dogs." Then Scavenger said, "What the fuck?" Then Kirby said, "Why, Jet? Why?" Then Kirby said, "When did you steal the hot dog? Was it the bunny?" He missed like a whole scene.
Yeah. So I tell the guy, "Yeah, I'm gonna come with you." To go.
Do
Please
I have
make
to have all of these fleshed out before I jump in on a session? Or?
We're gonna do a whole video where you just read your sheet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are we gonna do? Can we just do that at the beginning of the start of the next session so that we have enough time before you have to leave to do another session? But can it be his session so that we just?
I can stretch it to like 8:05. I feel like him reading his sheet won't take that long.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know when I rolled to see how many powers I have?
Mm-hmm.
I got a 17.
Yeah,
So
that
I'm
happens.
gonna have 17
Different
sentences
Yeah.
of power descriptions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you gotta read all of them.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not the only one. It happens.
Okay.
How many powers do you have, Winslow?
Like 13 powers.
He has more powers than you. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, it happens.
How many power usages do you have?
15.
Nice.
How many do you
11?
have? Okay.
You're gonna like my first power.
I think I will.
Oh, nice. Well, oh yeah. So you have like 3 minutes.
left.
Mm-hmm.
I would suggest you do your powers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I tell the guy I'm gonna come to work at place. Actually, no, fuck it. I'm gonna use my convince power to tell.
Kirby said, "I have 20 usages, bitches, but I have 2 powers."
Alright, so I'm gonna use my convince power to tell him that whenever I want, I get free weenie at General, a junior, whenever I want, and that or burger, whatever.
Burger.
For
Weenie burger.
Weenie burger, thank you.
You're welcome.
And that you can't ever bother me for shit like this again.
He's like, "Well, I work at Burger Weenie King."
Burger Weenie
So-
King. Burger Weenie King, man. This is the place specifically that you work and all of its franchises. And that if you try to come after me for that, you immediately forget where I am and you don't know.
So your first convince,
It's all one thing. It's all one sentence.
he corrected you after you finished the first thing. You didn't know that you were wrong. So it's gonna be 2 usages.
Okay.
He's gonna resist.
But I can do twice since it's 2 usages, right?
Well, I mean, if the first one goes off, it doesn't matter, right?
Right.
Right.
So
Okay.
now I get one more,
Yeah.
right? Fuck.
So he's like, "Yeah, you can come on down right now. Come on right down the street. And get to work."
And I'm like, awesome. So then I'm just gonna use. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna just use my thing to try and send him into bedrock again.
Okay, he's gonna resist.
Gotcha. What? This dude is so strong.
So Scavenger said Batman, and then Kirby said, "I can be Batman with grenade exchange." He said, "Did you really miss both usages?"
Yes.
He just missed again.
It's been like 4 times.
He's like, "Hey, you can't beat erection detection. You know, it's a pretty solid ability."
Was that him slapping his meat?
Scavenger said, "Wow."
This dude's gotta be a freaking tripod.
He's like, "Are you ready to head over to your new job?"
Wait.
Kirby said,
So while that's
"Orange
going
Jesus is not on your side right now."
Alright, so I use my power of distracting him with unending violent gay sex scenes to just like project that into his mind and make him blind.
So you're gonna try and blind him with unending violent gay sex scenes?
Yes, I know him distract him.
He's gonna try to resist.
If he resists this. Yes.
You know why he failed? He couldn't get erect with the violent
Right.
gay sex scenes.
Awesome.
Well, it's better than him getting erect with it.
Got it.
Scavenger said erection detection is terrible, and this is why he got around it.
Right. Alright.
Okay, so it's now 7 o'clock.
Nice.
Kirby said, "Oh my gosh, Nick, why?" It made sense in canon. It actually. So yeah. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like this video, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding, ring that bell so you get notified whenever we do these live streams. It's your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black One Only here with
A person.
logging out. Peace.